Welcome to The Closing Table with host Tamera, where we break down how to be successful in real estate and what it's really like to work in the real estate business. This is The Closing Table with Lawyer's Title.
Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Tamera. Today, we're going to talk about one-on-one video interaction and why you should be doing it. But first, if you like my content, you're really going to love my escrow team. So give me an opportunity to talk to you about your title needs. You can reach out to me on any of my social media platforms. My guest today, a lot of you will recognize, and I've had him on the show before, but it's been a minute since we've done anything together. So I reached out to him and I said, I need you back on my show. Kyle Draper, entrepreneur.
So many things. Did you have to look down at your sheet to remember my name?
No. I had to look down at my sheet to remember the title.
So many. I don't deserve a title.
Entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, and author. Welcome back.
I am so honored to be back.
Are you?
It only took, I don't know, 2 years. So good night.
Out of sight, out of mind, you know?
Somebody told you needed some humor on the show.
And here you are.
And found your old friend.
That's right. That's right. And well, look, you've been up to a lot of things since I've had you on the show. So we have a couple of things to talk about. You're about to roll out book number 2.
That's right. Yeah. So last April, I wrote my first book, Rethink Everything You Know About Social Media.
Yeah.
And then some coming soon. I never know what to say because you never know when a podcast is going to be live. But
couple weeks,
4 days from right now, so it'll definitely be out by the time this airs. Book number 2 will be out, which is Rethink Everything You Know About Being a Next-Gen Loan Officer.
And the first one is about social media.
Yep.
And the second one is specifically aimed at our loan officer friends.
That's right. And then we'll do a real estate one coming soon.
For just real estate or realtors?
For realtors.
Okay.
And I've partnered with people from around the industry that have all written chapters in the book. So I'm not, just so we're clear, I'm not teaching people how to be a mortgage lender.
Okay.
That's not what I do.
Okay.
But
that's probably good because
it is good. It is good. You would fail.
Yeah.
So
I would actually want to read that book.
It would be a great read.
How you did it.
It'd be really fun.
How you
just don't listen to it.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is the point of the book?
Yeah. So the point of the book is, like, myself and my partner that co-authored it with me, his name's Brian View. He owns a company called FinLocker. The industry's changing fast, right? And business isn't what it used to be. And I heard somebody say the other day that this is the year of the professional, because
the year of the professional.
And what he meant by that was, for the last 2 years, amateurs were making tons of money in our industry.
Yeah. I get it.
You didn't have to do anything. Well, now it's the year of the professional. If you want to eat this year, you better know how to lead gen. You better know how to time block. You better have a CRM. Like you need to actually be a business person. Otherwise, you'll fail because there's just not enough opportunity.
Do you know the stat? I mean, it keeps getting slung around all over the internet. 49% of the realtors did 1 or 0 transactions last year. 49%.
Okay. I don't know why that doesn't sound as bad to the stat that Jason Esparza just told me at lunch.
Okay, what did he say?
He said 8% of realtors sold more than 4 houses.
Yeah, I heard that stat too. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just gross.
Yeah, it's bad.
And so if we don't figure this out, right, people are going to go hungry. And so we just felt that it was a great time to pull experts together that are really good at all different things, let them write their own chapter. And it's kind of like a chicken soup for the soul for the mortgage industry. Like, you can flip to any chapter and you're going to get educated. You're going to feel inspired.
Okay.
And there'll be direct action items for you to start doing. And so I'm super pumped about it.
Okay. I'm excited for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think you'll like it.
Okay.
Or at least tell me that you like it.
Well, I'm not a loan officer. So when you have one that's for title reps, I'll
but there's value in it, right? Like,
okay,
like the general things we should all be doing, like, they kind of cross, you know?
Yeah.
There's niche things, but 80% of this book would be applicable to just about anybody.
Okay. Well, then I will have to check it out.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'll send you one.
Okay, I like it. And then, okay, so you told me yesterday something interesting. You sold your coaching company.
I did. It was we were acquired by a larger company with more, gadgets and people and opportunity. And so me and my partner sold it to them and now own a little bit of a bigger company. And it's super exciting.
Okay.
Next level community.
Next level
what that's called.
community. So you sold that and now you're a part of a bigger. Okay. So you've got the 2 books, you sold your coaching company, and there was something. Wait. Oh, you have a virtual assistant company.
Yeah. If I couldn't add one more thing.
Well, that's what entrepreneurs do.
But so in my content company, we have almost 16 full-time VAs.
Well, wait a minute. Back up, because not everybody understands what you mean by content company, right?
So we're what I call a content multiplication service. So we take people's video content, we rip it up into micro content, into blogs, emails, so that for very minimal effort, they get over 40 pieces of content a month for social. And so I started that right when COVID hit.
Yep.
So 3.5 years ago. And we've just grown and added more people. And we looked up and we're like, holy cow, we have all these VAs, virtual assistants, that work for us. And they love it. We love them. They're incredible at what they do. Why are we not helping other people get this for themselves? Because everybody needs help, but most people can't afford it if you're talking about hiring an American that wants more than they're probably worth.
Right.
So we launched this company a few months ago, and it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like matchmaking. I kind of feel like it's a dating service for business.
Okay, that's a weird way to describe it.
It is weird. But when you hear it played out, like think about the intentionality that you would put into finding your spouse. Well, we're putting that same intentionality into helping an American company find a VA that is in alignment with them, that can use a common language that they have, so that it's not just I have a worker bee on the other side of the globe, but that you truly have a team member that understands the values that you run your company by. And it's really cool. So that's called Higher Culture VA.
Okay.
And it's fun.
And you had another baby.
And we had another. Now that was more on Lana. So,
But today it's PC to say we, you
True.
You don't say she, even though you didn't really,
That's true.
You didn't do anything.
I did not do anything.
You didn't grow that human.
No, I did not.
No.
So, but yeah, Ruby is now 9 months old, and
oh my goodness,
she was the perfect completion to the Draper family.
Okay. And that's it? And we're done?
Her tubes are tied.
Okay.
So they gone.
Okay. Well, so we kind of recapped what you've been up to, which is, a lot of things. But we were kind of talking yesterday, and what I want to kind of dive into is how like you said, how business has changed and how you have to be incredibly intentional and be top of mind and be the one that they think about and provide value and educate and those sorts of things. And you said something, okay, as a realtor today, you need to be a really strong educator.
Yeah.
You want to expand on that at all?
100%. So we do this for a living. Like anyone in sales, like you educate people through the process when you're sitting across the table from them.
Yep.
But most realtors that I watch, they're waiting until that opportunity to educate, right? So they're waiting to give any of their goodness away until they have somebody sitting across the table from them. And in our world, like we don't get to wait around for that anymore. We have to be attractive online. We have to show the value that we have to offer. And so that starts by, you mentioned it in an article that you'd read, right? A talking head video, which is simply sitting here, looking into the camera, picking a question that you get asked frequently and providing an answer to it. Because people on the internet want to know, but most realtors aren't putting themselves out there.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, so I think my head's going to hurt a little bit because I'm pretty sure this is not the first time you and I.
It is not. Probably the 30th time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's been a couple years, so it feels newer.
I mean, did you just say to do a video on a topic you get asked about all the time and to put that out on social media? Like it was a new idea?
Is it sad that that's still That's still the best advice?
Do you know? Okay, so we did a video. I'll never forget. We were sitting inside Lance Taylor's office and those manila walls. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. That's the worst. First of all, that is the worst color on the planet to stand in front of.
We're very washed out.
Manila.
Yeah.
Okay. But second of all, I mean, we were really funny that day. We were on a roll. We talked about winterizing your home because it must have been like this time of year, except for today it's like 85. Cold. Yeah. But we were talking about winterizing your home, and those clips are starting to come up on my Facebook memory. And so I'm watching them because I think they're hilarious, by the way. But we're literally talking about an idea that I have talked about 162,000 times. I just came up with that number. But
it's probably close.
It's probably close.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, and I'm literally talking about the application of the hose bib onto the faucet. That's what we're talking about as far as winterizing your home. So none of this is not new, Kyle. We've been talking about this one.
Well, how many experts have we all sat in front of, and their big idea is like, guys, you need to write more handwritten notes.
I just did a whole video thing on it. Oh my gosh. I had over 650 views on Facebook on that one reel about handwritten notes.
Of course you did.
But we all know to see, this is the thing. We all know to do. I know. And I'm guilty of dropping the ball on some handwritten notes too. And so that night after I saw that number, I was like, note to self.
But what's wild though is there are people.
So if you're my client, you better you're going to get some handwritten notes.
They watched your reel and they thought, Tamera's brilliant. That is.
Tom and Angela, they write 50 to 60 thank you cards a month. That's not even all. They write almost 100 handwritten notes a month.
My mom is retired and she writes 5 a day.
You would have to be retired.
30 years. She's done it for 30 years.
That's incredible.
So every idea is gone. Right? Like I feel like we've kind of.
Oh, that was our clip. You were quoting.
Was I?
Who were you quoting? Some French.
Oh, Andre Gide.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what was the quote?
Everything that needs to be said has already been said, but since no one was listening,
you got to say it again.
Everything must be said again.
And I interrupted you before you said the but. And I said, wait a minute, I disagree with that. You got to say it again. And you said.
You didn't let me finish.
And you finished. And I said, oh, I just said that.
So it might as well be your quote.
You were quoting me.
I was.
Okay, so kind of getting back to our topic. So because we have to be a strong educator and we have to do video, you wanted to talk about one-on-one video interaction today. So you are not forgotten.
Yeah. Well,
so let's kind of dive into that a little bit.
Can I set the stage with a story?
Absolutely.
So think about, for the realtors paying attention to this, watching, listening, whatever you're doing, like in a typical process of buying a home with somebody, you have all your touch points. So day 0 is I met the Drapers. Day whatever is the day we give the Drapers the keys. And throughout that process, there's 10, 12, 15, 20, I don't know, however many touch points, updates, right, are going to happen. Most of those touch points are going to be either an email or maybe a phone call. And we think, and I call my clients like I'm really awesome. But here's what happens. They call me as the decision maker in my home. And so they update me on the way home, and I get home and I say, Lana, guess what? So-and-so called, updated us on the house. What'd they say? They said we're good.
Well, I'm sure you skipped over a few.
Well, what?
A few things
right?
in that conversation.
So Lana's going, well, what?
Be more specific.
What else they say? And I'm like, honey, what do you want from me? Like that. That's what they said.
Yeah.
And so now the interrogation begins. And she say, well, how long were you on the phone? Well, I don't know, 15 minutes. In 15 minutes. All right, like you know where this is going.
Yeah.
And so we get to the closing table, and this is where I think a realtor should have a huge aha moment. We get to the closing table. After the initial elation wears off, Lana goes, hey, how much did they make on this? And I tell them, and I tell her, and she goes, for what? Like, what'd they even do? So they leave the closing table with Lana almost being an adversary because I was a bad giver of information when they're the expert and I'm not. And so what I want people to think about is, what if there were 6 to 8 pieces of your process that were evergreen videos, which means you say them without names, dates, days of the week. And so I can send it 100 times over. And then there was a couple spots where I just knew when underwriting says this, I'm going to pop open my camera, record a quick video for the Drapers, and text it to Kyle.
Wait a minute. Okay, so I think you're kind of onto something because I was listening to the guys on their podcast and they were talking about expressing, they didn't word it like this, but that realtors have done a bad job of expressing their value, right?
100%.
And so now it sounds like they're just dollars are falling out of the sky all the time.
Yeah.
And so because of all the commission lawsuits and the things that are happening in real estate nationally, that realtors are going to have to get back to helping consumers understand what they're doing for this commission. And Matt said something really interesting. He was like, we never talk about the deal that was $250,000 that we had to throw money in.
Yes.
And we had to, it was about to fall apart 16 times. We just talk about the $1.1 million that we just closed, And so it's all of these real estate shows too. Like what is it? Selling Sunset. Oh my God. All these terrible, terrible shows that make it look like realtors are just running around with money everywhere. When the average realtor makes $50,000 $60,000 $50,000 to $60,000 a year.
Right.
I mean, come on, guys. So it is important to show your value
100%
all the time.
So
I have lenders that are doing what you're talking about, where they'll record a video and say, okay, we just got, I don't know, whatever it is, the survey back, or what, and this is what this means, and this is what this means, or whatever it is, And so I think what you're tapping into is really a good idea. And then you can send it to both of them, the husband and the wife, right?
And that's I didn't even get to the best part yet. Which
whoops, am I messing it up?
No, you didn't mess it up.
Oh,
you validated it. You validated it, which is great. But what happens is yes, the first good thing is that I can then take every video and say, hey, honey, we just got a video from Tamera. And now she's as engaged in it as I am.
Mm-hmm.
And she's creating a liking of you because she's actually experiencing you through the process because we know different people.
Yeah.
And so I can refer you some people, but then she knows a whole different group of people because of what she does every day. And so you're missing out on a lot of referral opportunity, but then you're also, Tamera, you're teaching people how to refer you because they're seeing video from you all the time.
Yeah.
So when I have a friend come over to our new house and they're like, we're thinking about buying a new house. And I go, oh, dude, my realtor's the bomb. Actually, let me send you a video that he sent me. And now I've put somebody on your YouTube channel without you having to ask for anything because you ingrained that into me.
Wait a minute, back that truck up just a touch, because I'm not sure I don't know that I would ever send a video to somebody if they want a referral. I'd just send them the contact card.
Maybe.
Okay.
I think it depends on
is this
if we're
new I don't know about or what? Oh, are you
right.
calling me a dinosaur to my face?
If the shoe fits.
Mm.
So, but everybody's different. Okay. When I connect people, I would send them to their YouTube channel first. And then I connect people through DM on social.
Huh.
I rarely connect people through text message.
See, none of my people use DM.
They would if you were doing it.
Oh, yes, I was doing it.
Yeah, we got to get people engaged.
Oh.
And it also, if I send you to the phone number, if there's great content there, this is why most of your people probably don't do it, because their social media sucks. And so that's not of benefit for them. But I win. If somebody gets introduced to me through my DMs, and now they're on my Instagram or they're on my Facebook, I'm going to look better the more content they watch.
I don't, for me, if I don't know if this dates me or whatever, but if somebody DMs me on Facebook and I know they have my cell phone, I'm like, why are you doing that? Just text me.
But
it's one other thing to check. How many things are we going to check? I got to check. You know how many things I got to check every day?
Sure.
So I go home and I'm still on social media for 2 hours making sure I checked everything.
But your DM doesn't ding your phone just like a text message does?
No, because no, sir, because that stuff's annoying. No, sir.
Well, there may be dollars sitting there.
No, there's no dollars. There's no
There
dollars.
There might be.
There's no dollars.
Well, the bottom, like, we can agree to disagree.
Okay.
And there's not one way to skin a cat.
Well, but
right?
also, okay, look, I think that I know we've worked together for a long time, and you for a long time have talked about video interaction through DMs as a way to gain business.
Yeah.
Okay. And and you brought him up, so I'll bring him up. But Amber, as far as it talks about using text, video texting. Okay. That's one thing that she's always talked about. So that's how you two have always different. You've always pushed the DM through social. She pushes the video texting.
And why do I push the DM?
I don't know. Because you want to give us one more thing to do. That's what I
Because my goal is to make your life harder.
Yes, I feel like that's where we're going with this.
It's because it wakes up the algorithm.
Okay. Oh, yes, that's right. The algorithm.
So we can be more. So now the bottom line is Amber and I agree.
Well, there's validity to what you're saying.
Video is the way.
Yeah. Yes.
The metric by which we send it, I couldn't give two craps at the end of the day, as long as you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Amber would probably say the same thing. The bottom line is, we are creating celebrity with people the more they see us.
Yep, I agree.
And that's the whole premise of this, is think about the end of a transaction. So people have watched 10 of your videos throughout 6-8 weeks. Like, you are so ingrained into their brain, you're going to naturally get more referrals from them because they're actually thinking about you.
And I think it's important to note that I've had several clients say that you need to add captions to those videos.
Yeah. So
you can disagree. I'm just telling you what they've reported to
me.
Yeah. So that they could watch it if they're in a meeting and not listen to the sound, I guess.
My only hesitation, what you just said
expeditiously,
is true.
I don't know.
That's true. It gives them greater opportunity to watch. My only fear would be, does it commercialize it enough to make it not feel personable anymore?
Yeah, I don't really care for the captions. That's just my personal preference. I mean,
so I don't caption one-to-one video.
Okay,
but I'm not gonna
knock somebody.
Tell somebody that does to stop.
So let's give them some ideas of one-to-one video, because we came up with a whole list of ideas. Because obviously they're gonna be like, I don't know what to talk about.
Of course they will. Well, the first one is very simple. It's birthday videos.
Happy birthday.
And before somebody craps on it, I had a buddy who's a broker in Illinois last year closed $2.3 million in homes.
No, you are not going to say from video
100%.
Birthday. Stop it.
Tamera, I asked him.
All he did.
Stop.
I don't believe you.
Swear,
I'm gonna what's his name?
I asked him, I said, bro, how do you? And he literally said, I sent a birthday video and their response was, thank you. I've been meaning to reach out, directly into a real estate conversation.
He literally sent one video to them once in a year. Because you only have the one birthday.
I get it. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna have to talk to this guy.
This works. I'll connect you guys.
Okay.
This is how human beings interact, right? Yeah. I mean, every realtor has the story of walking into Target, walking into Walmart, depending on what year it is and how much business you're doing, right? And they run into someone they know. They haven't seen them in a while. And they're like, hey, oh man, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. What are you doing now? Oh, we've been thinking about, boom, they're now in a business conversation. Like, that happens in real life.
Oh, I know. That's why I don't go to the Kroger and Prosper, because I look homeless when I go to the grocery store. And all the realtors are there.
So this works.
Yeah.
And now I can't believe I can't remember his name.
I don't know about this.
Okay, the
only thing. Do you buy into this one? I mean, the only thing he does.
No. That's not the only thing.
I asked you.
No.
And you said yes, and I'm like, he said.
I said
you heard this right.
I said he closed $2.3 million directly from birthday videos.
And I asked you if that was the only thing he did, and you said yes. And I said he sends one video a year.
I misunderstood that part.
No.
So I'm sure he's having different conversations with people throughout the year.
Oh, okay.
But directly through that interaction is what led to a closing opportunity.
Okay. So birthday videos, check-in videos.
Check-in.
Just checking in.
Just checking in, right? The same way that you might go, man, I haven't talked to Kyle in a while. I'm going to call him. Send somebody a video. right? Hey, you're on my heart. I was thinking about you today. Like I love to just drop it and tell people I'm praying for them. Now I actually pray for them. And
Yeah, I would hope so.
And I believe in
sounds
that.
bad.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's not go pimp Jesus out to anybody. But like, I just like showing up in people's lives organically so that I'm not only showing up when I want something.
Sure.
And so a simple check-in video is such an easy video to do.
I check in. Yeah, I do. I get that. Okay, follow-up videos.
So every lead we have, every time we have the opportunity to follow up with somebody, why would we not do it through video where people can hear us, feel us, experience us, as opposed to just words on a page, words through a text, an email.
What are we following up on?
I would make this most specific to people that are like in your funnel.
Okay.
That you're trying to ultimately get business from.
Hey, I'm following up because you said grandma might be moving.
I mean, I don't know that I'd say the phrase follow up because that kind of like takes the.
Give us an example.
So like if I've got somebody that's considering doing like coming on as a VA client, right? I might send a video to somebody and say, man, I just finished doing a task that I hated that I would have loved to have had a VA for. Maybe we need to talk about it again.
Right? Like say, man, did your day really suck? We could help with that.
I'm not opposed to saying that either. I would absolutely.
I know you would. That's why I thought you were going to say that. So
it's just being normal.
Yeah.
I don't know what is normal. I'm probably not normal.
Absolutely not.
But whatever version of normal we consider ourselves to be.
Yeah.
And reach out to people.
Okay.
I'll be sending probably 30 of those before the day's over.
Okay. Process videos. So that's when you're talking about contract to close, right?
100%.
They found a house or maybe even not under contract yet, you know?
Yeah.
What did you think about, we went and did this open house and do we want to...
Yeah, like think about how you could have an open house follow-up video that's pre-recorded.
Yeah.
That just says, what house was your favorite today? Or instead of that, what parts of each house did you like the most? And it's just a simple video that's evergreen. You send at the end of the day to anybody you showed homes to. You're in front of them on camera. You're going to get more interaction that way. They're going to respond faster, most likely. So there's nothing that we can apply a video to that creates a more humanizing experience.
I mean, I definitely think there's something in between the personal interaction where you're picking up the phone or calling them or meeting them in person in a text, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I think this is a great place to insert that in the middle.
But here's what I would do.
It can't replace any of those things.
No.
Right?
Well, it could,
text.
but it doesn't need to.
Sure.
Like my partner on our book coming out, we've never met in person, but we're on FaceTime or Zoom every day. So I spend more time with him than anybody, technically, though we've never been in the same room physically. And so do we have to have that nowadays for a transaction to happen? I don't think so. But what I would do is, like, if you're working with Lana and I, call me, update me, and then record a video that's like, hi, Lana, I know that Kyle's not going to tell you all of this, so I wanted to record a quick video for you.
Yeah.
And now you're crushing it because you're communicating to me your favorite way through the phone. But then you're also keeping Lana super engaged by being intentional enough to record her a video.
Well, let's be clear. It's not about my favorite way to communicate. It's about your favorite way to communicate.
Sure.
Okay. So I want to be clear about that. But I understand what you're saying. And in that way, you've got kind of a recap and they've got it. They can go back and watch it later. If they have a question, they're like, wait a minute, I think Kyle said something about this. They can look at the video, right?
Right.
So... I mean, I see its place. Okay, and then asking questions. That was the last.
So you shared with us, it was an Inman article, I think.
Yeah.
That you read?
Yeah.
So
15
imagine
fresh, workable video content ideas for 2024.
Yeah. So
there were
now
some good ones in here.
And there were some not so good ones.
And yes, but that's
so
how it
think
always
about
is.
if there's some realtors of yours that maybe like used to send you more business than they currently do, and it's been a little while. Like if you sent them that article and you were like, hey, Bob, I read this article today. I was thinking about you. I'd love to get your take on what this is talking about. Right? So that's the asking a question, seeking advice. Like we love to feel validated. And so I love opportunities to make you feel special because I care about your opinion. And so that's what that looks like.
Well, the adding value piece makes a lot of sense to me because that's what my job is,
Yeah.
to add value to my clients' businesses every day.
100%.
Right? The last piece of the last sentence I have written down on this piece of paper is it's the most practical thing to do that doesn't cost any money.
Yeah. I don't know if it's affecting the people that listen to I'm sure everybody that listens to your podcast is super rich.
Oh yeah, all of them.
So
money's just falling out of the sky, Kyle.
They're just crushing it. So this may not apply to them.
Yeah.
But the industry's in a weird place.
It's in a weird place.
Right? And weird is like a nice word.
I mean, luckily we're here, so we're a little bit more in the bubble than a lot of other places.
Oh,
but no, everything in real estate's in a weird place right now. Yes.
And so for all the people that are getting continually begged to spend money, I have this tool, it's amazing. I have this thing. Oh, it's going to change everything.
Shiny object.
Everything we've talked about in this episode costs you nothing.
Yeah.
But maybe an ego check, but it doesn't cost anything. And so to me, how low does low have to get for some of the people that have listened to your show for a long time that have still never bought in to the power of video? Could this not be the new low point that's like, what do you have to lose? Start singing happy birthday to some people and see if it's not true. Jeremy.
His name is Jeremy.
Yeah.
I think I have a video saved of you in my DMs. I think you look like a cat.
Oh, 100%.
Or an alien. Or
I probably sent you one. My favorite one is it's a drag queen filter. And so I got big hair and big lips. And
actually, I thought you were going to say dragon, but drag queen could be it.
Dragon would be my second. It would be my second choice.
No, and look, here's what I like about this. I texted, I'm not going to say her name because we protect the innocent, but I texted her. I thought she'd be a great podcast guest. And she literally texts back, that scares the living daylights out of me. Absolutely not. Right? Which I've gotten that response a couple of times, So if you're scared of video and you're not really ready to put yourself on video on social media yet, this is a really great way for you to start getting some practice at video with a low impact because it's one-to-one. It's literally me texting you a video and you texting me back, that was ridiculous. Don't ever do that again.
Well, but it's safe because you already know I love you.
No, it's safe. Of course it's safe.
Because our fear in this whole thing, when somebody responds to you like that, which we've gotten this for years in all of the classes we've ever done together.
For sure.
It's all ego. Because
I don't like how I sound. I don't like how I look, and I don't know
and the only reason we care about those three things is because we want people to validate us. And so we trust ourselves in person. And I'm kind of in control if you and I are standing in front of a classroom together. But the minute I put it out on the internet, I don't have any control. And that's crazy scary for a lot of people.
It is.
Losing that control. And so one-to-one video is just a great place to practice. We're still working all the muscles. And you have home court advantage because you're only sending videos to people that already know, like, and trust you.
Yeah, and people ask me all the time, like, how are you able to do this stuff? Well, I mean, I did my first sales presentation like 15 years ago, right? Yeah. And look, the first time I got up on stage, I mean, my palms were sweaty. I was scared to death. I thought I was going to pee on myself. It was terrible. Like, it was terrible. And I would not let my general manager leave me for like 6 months because I was so scared I was going to get asked some question that I didn't know the answer to. And today, now I get on the stage of who cares how many people, and it wouldn't be a thing, right?
And you started doing videos with really funny guys like me.
I credit you to all of my video success for sure, Kyle. But that is the point, is that when I first started doing it, like, it was, I mean, look, I'll be honest, you were the one that got me to start doing a lot more of it. I was hardly ever doing it before you and I started working together. And so now I do it all the time, right? No big deal. Now I haven't crossed the live bridge, the Facebook live.
Well, luckily live video matters the least it's ever mattered.
Yeah, it's so great for
now.
me. Yeah, it's
So
fantastic because I have someone who edits things. It's just fabulous. So, which we're going to have to do some heavy editing today.
Come on, just let it roll. Just let them see it.
Anyway, my point is, I really like this as an entryway into video for my clients because it's just a lot softer of an approach,
100%.
right? And it'll get you guys ready for the big time.
That's it.
Social media. You're amazing. Thank you for joining me today.
Honored to be here.
You weren't as funny as you used to be. What happened? Are you okay?
I think it's having a third kid, maybe.
Got it. You're sleep deprived
took
and
my energy away.
Sucked the funny right out of you, didn't
Golly. That's no doubt.
All right. Thank you for joining me on another episode. Again, I'm your host, Tamera Gady. If you like my content, you're really going to love my escrow team. Give me an opportunity to talk to you about your title needs and make it a great day.